Thank you for turning to page 121. Today we're going to take a look at another career out of the 2022 Core Rulebook Update from Mongoose Traveler 2nd, and it's going to be the Entertainer. Entertainer, isn't that a song from the hit 1973 movie The Sting, written by Scott Joplin? Why, you have your facts correct. But in this case, the Entertainer is more about a person who is an entertainer. So we're going to take a look at the Entertainer career path here. And this was another one where I went, okay, fine, the career, I'll take a look at the Entertainer. And then I thought of a few things and I thought, well, okay, there's some viability here. So we're going to take a look at it and ways that it can be useful in your Traveler campaign. Also, I want to talk a moment about subscribers. As of the making of this video, that close to 2,000 subscribers. So come on in. We talk about games here a lot. I try to make the channel fun and enjoyable. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. If you know somebody who hasn't, kick them in the butt. Have them come on, sign aboard. Also, Patreon. I have an active reward going for Patreon right now. If you want to be a patron of Patreon, that is hard to say. Please take a look at it, and if there's anything you can do, that would help me to improve my tech, my lighting, my pretty much everything. So if there's anything there you can help with, take a look and let me know. Back to today's topic. From the Core Rulebook 2022 update, Mongoose 2nd, the Entertainer. Okay, so here we are, the Entertainer from the Core Rulebook update. And there we go, Entertainer. And I have to admit, this was a career path that I looked at and I went, okay, well, it's next in line, I'll just do it. And then I read it over and I thought about a few possibilities and one or two examples in science fiction, and I thought, well, okay, maybe there is something here. So basically, the Entertainer are individuals who are involved with the media, whether it's reporters, artists, or celebrities. Qualification is Dex or intelligence of 5 up, and of course DM -1 for every previous career. And the assignments, you choose one of the following. Artist, you are a writer, holographer, or other creative. Journalist, you report on local and galactic events for a news feed, the TAS, or other organization. Performer, you are an actor, dancer, acrobat, professional athlete, or other public performer. And then we go ahead and we take a look at the various career progress, which would be, well, first let me unpack what each of these would be. And I thought of a few examples for each of these, and I thought, well, okay, as an artist, you are a writer, holographer, or other creative, you're a filmmaker, and you decide that you're going to follow a group of travelers aboard their starship as they try to go from port to port making a little bit of money, and you're filming a documentary called Hand to Mouth, The Life of a Traveler, something along those lines. So you're going, okay, that's one use for an artist career. Journalist. Journalist kind of writes itself. If you watch the Starship Troopers movie, we have journalists that are on Klendathu during the invasion and getting attacked by bugs and fun things like that. Also in The Expanse, there's a good example of a journalist and her cameraman who are aboard the Rocinante for a while, and the journalist goes on, the reporter goes on for other important things. And then performer, one of the more important performers in all of science fiction, in that epic Academy Award snubbed film Flash Gordon. Flash was a quarterback, a football quarterback, for the Jets no less. So there you have a performer, a professional athlete, Flash Gordon in the 1980 film adaptation. So, okay, can't overlook this if Flash Gordon falls in there. So career progress is for an artist, Soch 6 up, and then advancement is intelligence 6 up. For a journalist, education 7 or higher, advancement 5 or higher, and performer, intelligence 5 or higher, advancement Dex 7 or higher. That, of course, is very subjective to whatever career path you've actually chosen. So if I'm an actor, I don't necessarily need a dexterity of 7 or higher. You as the game master can go ahead and alter some stuff as you need to. And then the mustering out benefits are okay, but I thought they were a little light. None for 1 or 2, 10,000 credits, 10,000 credits, 40,000, 40,000, and then 80,000. As an entertainer, a successful journalist, or a successful artist, I would expect I'd make a little bit more than that. And then the benefits are contact, Soch +1, another contact, another Soch +1, intelligence +1, 2 ship shares, or if you get all the way to the special, 7 you get Soc +1 and Education +1. Okay. Now, be very careful in choosing your early skills, your 0-level skills, and of course you get your service skills here when you develop this character, because you're going to be aboard a ship. You're going to need some shipboard skills, not the least of which is vac suit. Make sure you take vac suit at least 0, because it's not really offered here. So for personal development, you get Dex +1, Intelligence +1, Soc +1, Language, Carouse, and Jack of all trades. I thought that was a nice little list for this for the entertainment career path. For service skills, you get these at 0, of course, when you start the character. Art, Carouse, Deception, Drive, Persuade, and Steward. Steward was a curious choice, I thought, but okay. Maybe you worked as a waiter while you were becoming this fabulous actor. Advanced education for a minimum of 10 education. That's a pretty high bar. Advocate, broker, deception, science, streetwise, or diplomat. And then, of course, you get to your assignment. And the assignments for the artist are art, carouse, electronics, computer, gambler, persuade, and profession. Journalist is art, holography, or write. You're going to need both of those probably. Electronics, drive, investigate, recon, or streetwise. And then performer is art, performer or instrument. Athletics, carouse, deception, stealth, and streetwise. Of course, for our good friend Flash Gordon, he's going to need athletics. He's going to need higher dexterity. He's going to need stealth, streetwise. I mean, Flash is just a bundle of skills. And then we get a look at the progression. So if you're an artist, you get at first rank, Art 1, third rank, Investigate 1, and then by the time you're 5th rank, Famous Artist, Soc +1. So not a real rewarding career there, unfortunately. For Journalist, you have at rank 1, Freelancer gets Electronics 1, Staff Writer gets Investigate 1, nothing for 3rd. For 4th, you get Correspondent, Persuade 1, nothing for 5th, and 6th, Senior Correspondent +1 Soc. That is actually not too bad of a progression table there. And then for Performer, you get at rank 1, +1 Dexterity, rank 3, Strength +1, and then for Performer, Famous Performer at 5 and Soc +1. I get the idea that the Performer is geared a little more toward an athlete than anything else. I don't see that, I guess, actor, maybe dancer, acrobat, professional athlete, you would need these kind of skills. I don't see that. I mean, there's a lot of dexterity, or a lot of actors out there in the world that can't even walk without tripping, but I guess you would need good dex for dancing and things like that. So I guess that's the logic there. So like I said, when I first took a look at this career path, I went, okay, I'll just choke it down. I went, wait a minute. In the old Traveler's Digest, they did a 21-part story where a journalist wins a prestigious award from the Traveler's Aid Society and goes on a grand tour of the Imperium. And that was the thrust of the magazine. It took us all around the Imperium looking at different events. And then each issue featured an adventure featuring what was going on in that particular stopover in the grand tour. And it was kind of interesting because we actually get to meet the Emperor during the course of that and things like that. So I may take a look at those, at the overarching adventures, or I may take a look at the ones I have. I have that magazine from about issue 6 up, I want to say. So I don't have every single one of them, but I would be able to start at a point. So I may take a look at those. I haven't decided yet. Let me know if you'd be interested in something like that. And then one thing I've gotten a little feedback on is that I'm blowing off the mishap and event tables for these careers. Why am I doing that? Oh, they're so important. Well, because I don't roll on these. I will generally sit with my player and let them pick something off of here. I don't want dice dictating the whole thrust of the character career. It just doesn't feel right to me. So what they usually do is they'll throw a die just to see what they land on, and then we'll discuss it and they'll decide if it's appropriate, or they'll go up or down one as appropriate. So, as not to be remiss, I will go ahead and I will go through, from this point forward, the mishap and event table for each of the careers. And since it's 2/3 of a page, I guess it's good use of time. So for 1 through 6, for 1, you're severely injured. Same result as 2 on the injury table. Alternatively, roll twice on the injury table and take the lower result. So You expose or are involved in a scandal of some sort. That could be interesting, and it could be good hook for an adventure for you to introduce the character. Number 3, public opinion turns on you. Reduce your Soch by 1. Number 4, you are betrayed by a peer. One of your contacts or allies betrays you, ending your career. That contact or ally becomes a rival or enemy. If you have no contacts or allies, then you are betrayed by someone you never saw coming and still gain a rival or an enemy. And you're out of the career. An investigation, tour, project, or expedition goes wrong, stranding you far from home. Gain 1 of either Survival 1, Pilot 1, Persuade 1, or Streetwise 1. And then on a 6, you were forced out because of censorship or controversy. What truth did you get too close to? You gain die modifier +2 for the qualification roll for your next career. So interesting. Again, I'm not crazy about dice dictating the entire career path, but I get where there's some charm for that. And then for events, rolling a 2, disaster. Roll on the mishap table, but you are not ejected from this career. 3, you are invited to take part of a controversial event or exhibition. Roll art or investigate 8 up. If you succeed, gain 1 Soch. If you fail, lose 1 Soch. 4, you are part of your homeworld's celebrity circles. Gain 1 of Carouse, Persuade, Steward, or Contact, or a Contact. For a 5, one of your works is especially well received and popular, making you a minor celebrity. Gain die modifier +1 to any benefit roll. And then for event 6, you gain a patron in the arts. Gain DM +2 to your next advancement roll and an ally. For a 7, life event. Roll on the life events table. For an 8, you have an opportunity to criticize or even bring down a questionable political leader in your homeworld. If you refuse and support the leader, you gain nothing. If you accept, gain an enemy and roll art or persuade 8 up. If you succeed, gain 1 level of any skill you already have. If you fail, increase the skill anyway and roll on the mishap table. For a 9, you go on a tour of the sector, visiting several worlds. Gain D3 contacts. This is the one that made me think back to the old Traveler Digest. Event on a 10 roll. One of your pieces of art is stolen and the investigation brings you into the criminal underworld. Gain 1 of Streetwise, Investigate, Recon, or Stealth. And 11, as an artist, you lead a strange and charmed life. Go to the life events table and have an unusual event. And then 12, you win a prestigious award, you're automatically promoted. And that would be my little grand tour that I talked about earlier in the video. So there we have it, a good look at the entertainer career. And I want to do a little self-defense here. I did a video about a year ago on Mark Miller's Traveler, and I recounted an unfortunate game of Traveler I played at Gen Con back in, I think, 96, when Mark Miller's Traveler was new. It was 96 or 97, but I think it was 96. And I groused about being forced to play an entertainer, a singer, and in fact forced to play a female singer. And I asked the player, or the GM, hey, can I just make it a male singer? Because I felt more at home with that. I realized role-playing is about leaving your comfort zone, but it was a strange environment already with a bunch of people I didn't know. So I, can I play a male? I was going to play him as some kind of like lounge lizard kind of guy. And I was told, no, it's a female, you have to play the female. So, okay. Then we ended up into a pretty hard science adventure. And there was my disquiet with playing that character. This guy knew his story was going to take us into dealing with a damaged ship and possible pirates and things like that. And I was there able to render, a hot rendition of Fever to support crew morale. I had no skills that applied to the task at hand. And that is my complaint with that particular adventure, which I still say is the single worst experience I ever had playing Traveler in forever. It's unfortunate. I was so looking forward to that game. I was very excited about it. It was one of the movers and shakers involved with Mark Miller's Traveler. I won't name whom. And I was so excited to play in this game, and I found myself stuck with a character who literally could contribute nothing. In fact, when I at one point did contribute a fact, we had found an object floating in space, and I quickly said, hey, track its trajectory and its speed. We can backtrack where it came from. I was told, no, your character wouldn't think of that. So somebody else said it, and everybody said, hey, great idea. It was a frustrating day. So there, I'm defending myself. It wasn't just the character, it was the way in which I was forced to play the character that I did not care for. But I did belt out one heck of a rendition of Fever. Nah, made that last part up. So that's it for today on page 121. By the way, for those of you who don't know the song Fever, go ahead and look it up under Wikipedia. Peggy Lee had the most famous version of it. So there you go. That's it for today on page 121. I just want to bring you some entertainment with the entertainer. I hope you liked what you heard and saw. If you did, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I want to thank you for your time, and I'll see you next time on page 121.